Back for another weekly outlook. So jumping straight into our pairs this week. Okay, so first thing I want to show you guys is the trade we have running on in the mentorship program. From last week, we took 2 positions on EN. We took another buy position around here last week, which we ended up closing most of the trade. It ended up doing about a 1 to 5. We ended up closing most of the trade in and around here. I think we bagged around 2.5%. We left a little bit running, which ended up going back to break even. But then we got back in for another buy here, which is currently floating around 5 and a bit percent for about 200 plus pips. So overall, around anywhere between 5 to 7%, kind of depending on your entry, things like that. Gained last week or currently running on EN last week, and those are both shared within the mentorship program. So some great profit there. Things are looking really, really good. The first 2 weeks of this month, for the most part, have been somewhat pretty messy in the market. That's no lie. This is where most average or newer traders who don't really have their trading strategy and their psychology down yet, this is where most of them are getting kind of destroyed, right? This is where patience really pays off in the market, and understanding what it is you're looking for and what you're waiting for. Waking up with a desire every day to just take positions isn't going to work. You must develop patience and an understanding of what it is you're looking for. Otherwise, you're just going to lose and lose and lose, and all the profit you end up making, you're just going to lose. So gotta be patient, guys. Now, coming into this week, there's a few pairs I'm definitely interested in. EURJPY played out last week as I was expecting. However, I believe this is going to pull back. There's nothing here I personally would have entered off of. I did say last week in the weekly outlook that I was looking for something like this. It did do it, just not in the cleanest fashion, I guess. So what I am looking for coming to this week is, first of all, this pair is very bullish. It's no doubt very, very bullish. Okay, I still favor upside, at least as of right now. So what I'm looking for is price to pull back down into this 144,000 level. Respect this level, and we can begin looking for a move higher up into 145, 145.5, and maybe even 146, which is a nice little 100 pip move. So we can get something like this. Nice little buy from here up into like 146 region. It's a nice 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7 almost. So that's what I'm looking for there. A bit of price action needed as we come into the week, but definitely something worth monitoring, perhaps on Monday or Tuesday. Another pair I'm kind of interested in is EA. Still very bullish. Played out quite nice from last week. However, what I'm kind of looking for here is a deeper pullback. That's not what I want. A deeper pullback into this 155 sort of 200 region here. Okay, I'm looking for a pullback into this region, retest structure, respect this price point, and then a possible move right back up into 157, if not 158, which could be a really nice buy. Now, there is a possibility we could look for a sell from this level, but right now a lot of price action would be needed for that. So if that does begin to line up, I will update. But for now, again, just price action just needed, just waiting game for now. The dollar, I definitely want to talk about the dollar. Dollar's still very bullish. A lot of people are so eager to sell this thing, or to assume that the dollar is going to fall. Guys, we're at highs on DXY that we've not seen since like crazy, like 2002. Like, this thing is on a mission. Now, as I explained to the mentorship students earlier in their Sniper Sundays weekly outlook video, is this thing is eventually going to fall. All right, it has to. Whatever goes up must come down, but it's a matter of when. All right. Right now, I'm not seeing anything. Maybe this week we might see some more, but right now, I am technically, based on my trading style, I am technically looking for a pullback on the dollar, whether it's to here, to this 112,500 region, or if it's a deeper pullback is yet to be seen. But I am technically monitoring for that. Will that play out? I don't know. I need more price action for now, but this definitely lines up with a somewhat of a pullback on the dollar, and then maybe it could be a deeper pullback or move higher. Otherwise, if price just blows through 113,500, then we could see a continuation higher, which I do believe overall the dollar will move higher. It's just a question really for now. My view is it going to break higher like this, or is it going to do this? That's kind of my view, right? Which if we line that up with like pairs like EURUSD, I am actually looking for a possible sell from here. Right, we pushed up into 0.98 thousand, so I'm looking for a pullback into 0.975 for something sort of like this into this week, which could be a really, really nice sell. So in order for us to see something like this on EURUSD, right, that's a nice little 1 to 5. If it breaks lower, it could be a 1 to 9, 1 to 10, easily, which is, keep in mind, in line with the overall trend. Okay. So with EU, in order for it to do this, what do we need to see? We need to see DXY most likely do something like this, right? Because they're negatively correlated. So therefore, if DXY was to make a move lower, EU would then make a move higher, right? So we could see something like that, but for now, it's yet to be seen. But definitely watch for this, okay? If price action begins to move in a different way, I will update in the public Discord for you guys, for you mentorship students who monitor that. Also for other pairs of trade, you guys can watch for those entries, okay? So keep that in mind as well. Another pair I'm actually kind of interested in. I began looking at this last week because a mentorship student was asking me questions about this, and I was looking at this. I'm actually looking for a possible sell from here. All right, so if price can come back up this week in the 0.86500 region, could be a really clean sell to the downside. We could easily hit 0.85 over the next week, 2 weeks, which could be a nice little swing trade from here, something like this, into 85,000. It's a nice little 1 to 5. I mean, it's only 150 pips. You could easily do that in a week, let alone in a few days. So definitely something worth monitoring. But again, for now, more price action. And then USD Swiss played out as I called last week. I said last week I was looking for buys from here. It gave 1 entry, 2 entry, 3 entries, 4 different entries. Okay, I don't know what the lower time frames look like. Maybe you could have got an entry there. I personally think it's a bit far for my liking. But did play out, just maybe not in the cleanest fashion. I am technically looking for a possible sell from this 1,000 level here, or 1,500 level, I should say, 1.00500 region. I do believe what we will see, again, this depends on what the dollar does, of course. We could see, something sort of like this for a nice little 1 to 3, 1 to 4. If price was to respect this level, we could look for a move down into here to then go higher, which again does line up with like this sort of outlook on DXY. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for there for now. Right now, a lot of stuff still needs price action. The thing is, guys, remember like I spoke about last week, is there's a difference between a setup and an entry. A setup is like this, like, okay, I'm looking for sells from this level. That doesn't mean a sell will play out. That doesn't mean I'm going to get the price action for a sell. Price could easily just break higher, and therefore, instead of looking for a sell, I could be looking for a buy the next day, right? So there's a difference between a setup and an entry. No one actually knows what the market's going to do. All we can do is be like, okay, because the price is doing this, but because price is doing X, I'm looking for Y, right? Or, okay, price didn't do X, now I'm looking for this, and now it has to line up with this. So it's just a matter of waiting and always letting price come to you. I never chase price. I always let price come to me, and that's why I'm able to catch these 1 to 10s, 1 to 20s, 1 to 30s, 1 to 40s. It's because I understand what price is doing, and I just wait and wait and wait. And with 2 or 3 trades a month, guys, you can make 30-40% easily if you have proper patience and, of course, most of all, proper risk management. All right, so that's what I want to cover for now. News-wise, there's just a few things I want you guys to be aware of. I already covered this with you in the inflation, not covered with you students who are in the mentorship program and Sniper Sundays today. But definitely just be aware of Monday, Tuesday, not really much news. We could see quiet days in the market, which is typical. Wednesday, we have inflation news for both GBP and CAD, which would definitely bring some manipulation, most likely. Nothing else here we really need to be aware of. Thursday, we have some jobs news, nothing really worth noting. And then we do have JPY inflation during the Asian session, all right? So really just those ones you need to be aware of is the inflation news, okay? Inflation rate and CPI as well. But otherwise, there's really not much else here that really should bring much volatility to the market, all right? Remember, guys, trading is all about proper risk management. It's all about following your plan. Sometimes you have win streaks, sometimes you have losing streaks, but as long as your risk management is on point, you can make an obscene amount of money. All right, I've covered this before with you guys. Make sure you guys go back and watch the risk reward videos, all of that, because it really just comes down to psychology and being able to just stay focused on your risk management, because you might have 2 or 3, 4 losing trades, and you might turn around and get a 1 to 15, 1 to 20, and guess what? Now you've made 10+%. And if you have a 400K account, you've just made 40 grand. It's not hard. It really isn't. It just comes down to navigating the market properly, having a proper mindset and patience, and then, like I said earlier, strict risk management. So that's it for now, guys. I will begin updating with you guys tomorrow in the public Discord.